Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and if you love all things vintage and thrifted and secondhand and thrift flips and refashions, well, you're definitely in the right place, and I highly recommend subscribing because I share brand new rockin' Refashionista videos and tutorials every single week. So, something happened last week actually on the behind the scenes of my channel that I don't know what to say. I'm so touched and I'm so thankful. I don't know what it was about my last video, although I do have my suspicions about the end of it. But I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who commented and liked it and shared it and subscribed, because for whatever reason, the algorithm really was listening and picked up on all of that information and pushed that video out to so many more people. And I've grown my audience. So thank you so much to everybody who engaged with that video, and a massive welcome to all of my fellow refashionistas out there who discovered my channel through last week's video, because again, the algorithm does listen. So I absolutely, please continue doing what you're doing. Continue engaging, subscribing, liking, sharing, leaving comments, because the algorithm is listening. And I truly believe that if we all collectively get our heads in the game here, we can get my tiny channel to 100,000 subscribers by Christmas time. Wouldn't that be an amazing Christmas gift? I mean, it really would. But I've been doing what I'm doing since 2011 on my blog and about 2013 on my channel. So it's been over a decade now that I've been sharing and creating these groovy tutorials. So it is so much appreciated that something's finally working, and it is, of course, thanks to you guys and your amazing, getting me out into the world. So please do continue. And I guess, yeah, let's just get started with this tutorial. But once again, thank you so much. So I'm thinking you guys must remember these lovely crocheted and knit items that I scored from the Carrot app for super duper cheap. If you missed that video, it's the one just before this one, but I'll link it down below for you as well. And as I was going through all of these things, I really had a refashionista brain explosion moment and figured, you know what? I can take these tops that are, kind of short on me, plus the knit shorts, and put them all together and make an adorable romper. So that's what we're going to do today, and let's just go make it. Right, so I've never, ever done anything like this before, and that's saying a lot because I have over 1,600 tutorials over on my blog, and I think now like over 600 videos on my channel, so that's saying a lot that I've never attempted this before, but I've never had this many knit or crochet items all in one place before, so I guess that's why. Anyway, so I think I'm going to start with the shorts, and I'm guessing you could probably do this with, just about anything. It doesn't have to be knit. You could do it with jersey shorts and t-shirts, or, just cotton shorts and shirts. I don't think there's a reason it has to be knit or crochet, but I digress. I'm talking too much again. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is decide how I want them to be layered out here. And I think I want to try to use this part, this bottom part of all of these ones here, because you can see they're all the same, right? It's all identical, but they're all different colors. So I think if I stitch these together and then stitch it on here, it then is going to make it long enough to go on my torso, and then I should be able to simply attach this to the top, and then I should have a very cute little romper. So that is my idea. Now let's go see if it's actually going to work when I put it into practice. Right, so these are the three that I have definitely decided I want to use for the torso area of the romper, but I might need one more because I have a long torso, so if so, I shall use this adorable pink one. So clearly the first thing I have to do is remove this bottom part from the very top part, and I think it's going to be quite easy, and I don't think it's going to fray because if you can see here how it's all attached here, I think I should be able to just really carefully and slowly chop off this little connector area here, and then it should hopefully keep this finished edge here, and then I can stitch everything together. So that's what I'm going to do now with all three of these. I'm simply going to carefully chop out all of these little connector pieces here. And look at that, it's not fraying at all. How awesome is that? All right, I'm going to go finish off the other two tops and this one as well. Right, so I just had a thought that I should put on the top, put on the bottoms, and then measure the space in between, right? Because then I will know how much panel fabric that I need. All right, so I've got to give myself a little bit for seam allowance, so I'll go right there and then go to here, and it's about 15 centimeters, pretty much exactly. So I definitely don't think I'm going to need 3 panels, but whatever, I'll use it for something else in the future. Right, so now that I know I probably only need 2 panels, I have to decide which ones I want to actually use. But you know what? I think I'm going to do a poll, and I'm going to let you help me decide. So decision has been made, and I'm going to go with the terracotta and the cream color because look at this, look at this. It is pretty much the identical colors here, so that is perfect. Okay, so I have this one inside out, this one right side out, and I'm simply going to put them together with the right sides facing and the edges all nicely lined up. And now I'm going to go stitch these chopped edges together. And when they're stitched together and I flip it right side out, everything will look lovely. So let's go do that. So just before I started stitching, I had a thought, and I ended up putting this together again with the right sides facing, but I put one of the chopped raw edges together with the finished edge that was already in existence there. So this was the bottom of this top, and then this edge here was the edge that I chopped, put them together, and it came out very, very perfectly, I think. And let's just flip it around. You can see, look at how perfect that is. Side seams are all lined up. And this is so easy to work with actually because you can stretch it. If one is a bit shorter than the other, you simply stretch it and it matches up. And then when you wash it again, because sometimes, you know, when you're dealing with knits, it does get a little bit wavy here and causes what I believe is known as a lettuce hem. You just wash it in warm water and it makes everything constrict back onto itself and it's fine once again. But because I did the finished edge to the chopped edge, what I'm going to do now is fold that finished edge over like so and then stitch it down once again, just because this seam is a bit bulky because it is quite thick fabric we're working with. And how awesome does that look? And I think it is pretty much the perfect length to fill in that 15 centimeter gap. Plus, I definitely have a couple centimeters for seam allowance. And as I just mentioned, you see, it's kind of gone wavy like the lettuce edge here, but I'm not worried about that at all because as soon as I wash it in warm water, it's going to constrict back up onto itself and lie flat once again. So now it's time to, what should we do first, the top or the bottom? Let's put the top on here. And I think I'm going to do the cream to the blue. I think that's going to look perfect. So I'm going to flip this inside out just the same way I did before, and then pop this inside with those side seams lined up and the right sides facing like so. And now I'm just going to go stitch this together. And the top is now stitched on and looking lovely. And once again, I am going to repeat myself so people don't get angry at me in the comments. It will be washed, and this is going to tighten up back onto itself. It just stretches out when you're sewing. And again, washing it in warm water gets everything back to being tight. It's the same thing if you wear a t-shirt and it gets stretched out, then you wash it and it goes back into shape. So now it is time to add the lovely bottom. And how are we going to do that? Well, exactly the same way we have done everything else. I'm simply going to flip this inside out. And then I popped the shorts inside, and so we have the right sides facing as always, and luckily this actually has a drawstring on it, which makes life so much easier because I can just line up the drawstring with the V neckline here, and then I know that it's definitely going to be straight. So it also has an elastic here in the waistband, so I'm going to have to really carefully be pushing this elastic down inside while I stitch these two together, because I really don't want to catch the elastic. So wish me luck, fingers crossed it's going to work out. Now I'm going to go stitch this first with a straight stitch, then as always with a tight wide zigzag to give it that bit of stretch needed, as well as to help prevent fraying, because I don't have a fancy serger machine. I have shocked myself, and I know I've been saying that quite often at the ends of my videos, but I think it's because I've been doing a lot of new to me things that I've really never attempted before, and this was yet another one, sewing with so much crochet and knit. And look, nothing is bumpy lettuce hem, nothing is wavy here. It's lovely. It is, I feel very secure in this, which is wonderful. I don't feel like I'm spilling out everywhere. It's just freaking adorable, isn't it? I am shocked that I took a bunch of things that I would never ever have worn on their own and put them together and made something that I'm probably going to wear loads this summer. And again, you can do it too. How easy was that? And I know I keep saying this, but like, I've never done this before. What you saw was my first time even attempting it. So once again, if I can do it, so can you. And you know what else you can do? You can help me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers by, of course, simply liking, engaging, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and helping me reach more people with my rockin' Refashionista message. If you're interested in fully immersing yourself in the Refashionista lifestyle, then I highly recommend checking out my ebooks, my mini courses. They're super duper cheap. They're like less than $10. And of course, I have my epically awesome, huge Refashioning 101 e-course that I am so proud of my course, and it is so in-depth, and every single lesson walks you through everything in video format, plus every single lesson also has downloadable PDF textbooks that I created, and you also get my huge Refashioning 101 ebook to go along with that. And the very last lesson even teaches you how to go about selling your creations online and, hopefully making a little bit of money too. And speaking of making money, I am now very excited to be able to offer the chance for you guys to make a little bit of money from my e-course as well, using your very own eco-affiliate links. So that'll be down below, and you can go sign up, and every time you share your unique link with someone and they sign up for my course, you get 20%. So that's, I think, a pretty good deal. You let me know down below if you've signed up and how all of that is going for you. If you're not into any of that, but you still want to get monthly Refashionista freebies and just a bunch of cool stuff, then check out my Patreon and, become a member over there for only $2 little. And you get, as I just said, loads of monthly freebie downloads, and that can include little mini courses. I just released 4 different posters that I had designed that you can hang up in your little studio. And I mean, it's just so much over there. And anyone who is part of my Patreon, of course, gets their name in the lovely credits over here and shout outs. Plus, you also have exclusive access to Refashionista chat, where you can literally ask me anything and upload pictures of stuff that you want help refashioning, and in real time we can chat together. So that's kind of cool as well. And you know what? I haven't done this in a while, but I think it's time for another cool things in my house. For this cool things in my house, I'm just going to take you off the tripod here and take you over to my absolutely gorgeous mid-century buffet cabinet. Is that what this is called? I'm not really sure, but this was actually the very first thing that I scored on the Carrot app, and it was only $60, and that included delivery. So yay, because I don't have a vehicle, so definitely need a delivery. But it was actually in pretty good condition. It just needed to be super duper cleaned. And of course I had to paint the handles here. And also I did these gorgeous pin legs. Is that what these are called? Pin legs? But it just holds everything. It is just so cool. And there you can see a bunch of my baking gear in there, bakeware. And what is in here? Oh, my reflection. But there is some of my vintage ceramic collection. I don't actually use this because I am a little bit afraid of lead poisoning, especially from the ones like these here, which for sure that's lead paint. And up here, some more of my vintage ceramic collection. But how absolutely stunning is that? Look at this glass engraving here. Just beautiful. I love this so much. It is just gorgeous. And again, yet another cool thing in my house. For those of you who have made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much, because a lot of people just kind of click away as soon as the tutorial is done. So thank you for sticking around to the very end to hear my silly little ramblings at the end of the video. I give you a huge Refashionista kiss and a massive Refashionista hug. Ooh, thank you so much. And as I always say, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag. And please do let me know down below if you are going to make one of these, because I think it would work with just about anything. I mean, you could really make a romper out of sewing like just a t-shirt to a pair of shorts, right? And especially if it's too short, just add that extra fabric. It works and it's adorable, right?
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.